Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk, intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
Hey, and good Saturday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift. Joining me in the studio, Ipsy Ed.
Hey, it's nice to be here.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for showing up.
Yep.
A great, beautiful Saturday outside. A little, not quite as warm as I'd like it to be, but not bad, eh?
Comfortable. So comfortable.
Comfortable.
So, yes.
Well, what we do on The Drift every Saturday is go over the news we put on thedailydrift.com, and if you're not going there, you should be. It's the news.
You need to know.
You need to know. Exactly right. www.thedailydrift.com. And if you missed the show live here at Wham Talk 1600, you can catch it on rednationrising.us this evening and tomorrow evening. And you can always catch us on Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, and archived at thedailydrift.com. So check it out. We're the easiest show to find, that's for sure. Let's take care of our sponsor this half hour, Whispering Pines Golf Club. Now, if you're out Pinckney Way, Hamburg Way, Whispering Pines is a beautiful golf course, and of course the Current has a coupon for them, $20 for 18 holes with a cart, Monday through Friday. So check them out. You can call 734-878-0009. That's 734-878-0009. They're located in Pinckney, Michigan, and you can also go to Whispering Pines Golf and Banquets.com. They got a really nice banquet center out there as well. So beautiful place. Never been there?
No.
Huh? No, it's a great place.
Got to go sometime.
Yeah, so check it out and go to currentonline.com. The Current June issue will be out this next week here, so we'll probably get delivery on Tuesday after the holiday. And it is the holiday, Memorial Weekend.
Yes.
And so make sure you give
Decoration
thanks,
Day.
yes, to all our past servicemen and women who have given their all for the country. So this is not just another Monday off. A lot of us think that way, but
this is actually a hallowed day.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a holy day, it's a hallowed day, which is similar, but this is where we remember the fallen. This is not where you go around thanking the vets. That's Veterans Day.
Yep.
This is a day when you think about those who have given all.
They gave it all, every last. So think about it this weekend and pass it on to your children. Let them know, because a lot of kids think it's just another day off school. Well, let them know. Express it. You know, tell them it's about the people who gave their lives for our country and our way of life. So.
Then barbecue.
And then barbecue, yes. So I wanted to start out this way. You know, I love it when this show is so much farther ahead of the game.
Ahead of the curve. That's
ahead
us.
of the curve. And I Facebooked and Twittered out this week. And for those of you, that thin layer of civility for me is beginning to crack. And if you've been following me on Twitter at all, I'm starting to
Angry
remove
Gary.
that. I am getting that anger because I'm tired. Doggone it. I'm tired of the Democrats and the libs doing everything except what they should be doing, and making excuses for these attacks by Islamic radicals. And you know what? I'm on that bandwagon. You know, the ban Islam now type of thing. Whatever. Yell at me if you want to. Call me politically incorrect, but that's too doggone bad. You know, it's just the way it is. But one of the worst people in the Democratic Party, frankly, for me, is Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who was the DNC chair, right? And she had and this is what's amazing. So, public hearing for the D.C. Capitol Police. She sits on that committee, and when she has her time, she questions him about. If you listen to the whole thing, you hear her questioning him about diversity. Where's your diversity plan?
Yeah.
Screw you and your diversity too, lady. That's what I would say. Go get your hair washed. Is the first thing I would tell her.
Perm.
For crying out loud. I'm sorry, I went there, but she ends up now. Remember, back in February on this show, we covered the 3 IT workers, right?
Yep.
Congressional IT workers that were suspended for accessing Intel committee members, all Democrats, mind you, and Foreign Affairs committee members' computer systems, right? And Maria Bartiromo had it and whatnot. But, in fact, Derek, before we do track 1, can we do track 2, which takes us back to our show?
There you go.
And we talked about it, and we played Maria Bartiromo. This was Fox Business News because nobody covered it. But Maria Bartiromo did on Fox Business. You got number 2 ready? All right, play this. This will refresh your memory.
This was huge, and yet I didn't hear it on ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, heard it nowhere except on Fox. I didn't even hear it on Fox. I heard it on Fox Business News. And this is Maria Bartiromo talking about 3 people that were fired, IT workers from Congress. Go ahead and play this.
3 congressional IT, information technology, IT employees have been fired for accessing members' computer networks without permission. Maria's on the show, knows more about this. Can you fill me in a little bit?
Here are their names, Stuart. Let me tell you what the 3 people who were fired on Thursday. Abid, Imran, and Jamal Awan. They were barred from computer networks at the House of Representatives on Thursday because they accessed congressmen and congresspeople's computer networks unauthorized. At a minimum, they were fired. They haven't been arrested yet. At a minimum, we know that they accessed computers unauthorized, and they did so in foreign intelligence, foreign affairs, and intelligence committees. Okay, so they were getting very important information, government information. They accessed these computers. That is the least of it. There's also some talk that people are looking into what ties they have to terrorism. Are they impacted by the Muslim Brotherhood? Are they a part of the Muslim Brotherhood? One of them has a criminal background. Couple of questions here. Why? How is it possible that 3 brothers are hired, Muslim brothers, just saying, to work in Congress and deal with our most intelligent and sensitive information? Number 1, they were all making $160,000. Why were they paid so much? 22 years old. One of the guys was. The other was 25. They're making $160,000, $161,000, and $165,000. And one of them has a criminal background. How does this happen?
Devil.
I hear what you're saying. I mean, these intelligence committees handle our terror strategies, right?
They got information on Benghazi,
and it looks like they also work for many Democrats in these houses.
Good God.
They are thinking that maybe they could be also one of the people, one of the reasons that Debbie Wasserman Schultz account was hacked. Yeah. So there's so much more to come on this, Stu. This is an incredible story. I think it's amazing.
All right, so that's like from a week ago.
Okay, so unfortunately,
What were those names again?
Abid, Imran, and Jamal, right?
Yeah.
Awan is their last name, and
Yeah.
they're, by the looks of it, Pakistani nationals, right?
And they have a sister who has flown back to Pakistan.
Yes. So
She was implicated.
You're just jumping ahead of the game.
Oh,
here,
I'm sorry.
man.
I'm sorry.
Crying out, man! Give me a break. You're just.
Sorry. I didn't see it in the
Nice
notes.
segue, though.
Didn't see it in the
Anyways,
notes.
but $160,000 these guys were making, which is 3 times the average congressional IT workers' salaries, right? So the whistles and the bells should be just going off all over the place. And as Maria Bartiromo said, there should be more coming out. Well, the media dropped it like a hot potato. Never heard another word,
Yep.
right? Until now, it sounds like Debbie Wasserman Schultz's laptop or one of her people's laptops got caught up in the investigation, right? So she goes into this public hearing with the D.C. police chief, and they're grilling him about his budget and his diversity plan and other things. And the last thing she brings up is the return of my laptop, or this laptop in particular. Derek, you got track 1 ready? All right, now listen closely, because this is her kind of grilling him. And if you watch the video, you can go to thedailydrift.com and you can watch the video. You can see she's scared to death, this woman.
Mm-hmm.
She needs that laptop back. I guarantee it. Go ahead and play it.
I'd like to know how Capitol Police handle equipment that belongs to a member or a staffer that's been lost within the Capitol complex and found or recovered by one of your officers. What happens?
Sure. Well, it's processed on a what's called a PD-81, which is a property record. And depending on the property, depending on how if you can legitimately determine ownership, then it's generally turned back over to the owner of the property. If it's part of an ongoing case, then there are other things that have to occur for that to happen.
So if a member says that they have equipment that's been lost and you find it, it would be returned to the member?
In the general sense, yes.
Okay.
you have to identify, you have to be able to positively identify the property and be able to establish ownership.
Right. And if ownership is established,
if it's part of an ongoing case, then there are additional things that need to be done.
but if the member owns the equipment and there is no ongoing case related to that member, then the equipment is supposed to be returned.
Right. In a general sense, yes.
No, I mean in a specific sense. If the member loses the equipment, says they lose the equipment,
Yes, ma'am.
and it is found by the Capitol Police, it is supposed to be returned.
If ownership has been established,
Right.
it'll be returned. If it's subject to an ongoing investigation, there are additional things
Okay.
that need to be turned
But
over.
not an ongoing investigation related to the member. If the equipment belongs to the member, it has been lost, they say it's been lost and it's been identified as that member's, then the Capitol Police is supposed to return it. Correct?
Well, it's not I can't give a yes or no answer on that because I know
It's a simple
more
yes or no
parameters.
answer.
Well,
If you lose, if a member loses the equipment,
Yes, ma'am.
and it is found by the Capitol Police or your staff, and it is identified as that member's equipment, and the member is not associated with any case, and that is their equipment, it is supposed to be returned. Yes or no?
depends on the circumstances. And if the circumstances are...
I don't understand how that's possible. Members' equipment is members' equipment. It is not. Under my understanding, the Capitol Police is not able to confiscate members' equipment when the member is not under investigation. It is their equipment, and it's supposed to be returned.
Well, I think there's extenuating circumstances in this case, and I think that working through counsel and the necessary personnel, if that in fact is the case, and with the permission of through the investigation, then we'll return the equipment. But until that's accomplished, I can't return the equipment.
Okay.
Oh, she's not going to ask it again and again, and he's not going to answer it again.
Cut off. She ended up threatening him. She
Yes.
said there will be consequences,
Yes.
Mr. Police Chief.
Yes.
And I don't know how she can get away with that in public, that you can go ahead and threaten the D.C. Police Chief.
Well, let's review how she lost it. Basically, the Awan brothers had it, and they lost it. And so the Awan brothers
Lost.
are now under investigation. And so anything that they had, especially this is in reference to them having access to congressional laptops, well, this laptop was one of them. So this is really evidence. So it's recovered evidence in an investigation. And when she says it's hers, I doubt it's hers. It's most probably the government's that they let her use. It's supposed to be a secure device. So there's so many areas where she's wrong here. She just doesn't have an understanding, especially since she won't let the guy tell her exactly. She asked him a question. She doesn't like the answer, so she asks it again.
Right. This woman is hiding
Yep.
something. And it goes right back to Seth Rich, right? So a DNC staffer is shot in the back. He's not robbed. It's not a robbery gone wrong. He's shot in the back. There's video, and nobody's seen it. Mm-hmm. Still alive and now the doctor that attended him before his death, because he was still alive when he got to the hospital, right, is now been tied to John Podesta.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so the flags and the bells are going off for me, just huge, and yet the media covers not.
Let's make clear: John Podesta is part of the Clinton cabal.
Yeah.
I mean, he was her campaign director.
Yep.
So it's not just a John Podesta. This goes all the way to Clinton.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Well, Derek, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk. And if you want to call in on this, 734-822-1600, love to have your viewpoints. If you think I got my tinfoil hat on, you're free to tell me that as well. But you know what? 2 and 2 equals 4, folks. That's what it comes down to. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
It's time for This American Voice with Theron, brought to you by A&H Lawn Service. Now here's Theron.
Sharia law is evil. There's no other way to put it. There are many aspects to this Islamist resident evil, but one of the most heinous is female genital mutilation. A so-called doctor was just arrested after having performed this unthinkable sadistic procedure on 2 young girls in a Detroit area clinic. FGM, as it's called, is the removal of the female clitoris and then the sewing shut of the labia, all to deny female sexual satisfaction and assure virginity. This is usually